So food doesn't have to be your enemy. As an emotional eater, you can actually overcome this. So today I want to chat a little bit about that. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist specializing in emotional eating. And I wanted to talk about food a bit more. I know when we're emotional eaters, we just want to be rid of food. We don't want to think about it. We want to just throw it out the window because it has created so much obsession and control. And that is sort of a symptom. We're constantly obsessing about food. We're constantly thinking about food. This is good. This is bad. We're counting calories. And this is one part of the emotional eating pattern. So I used to think the same way. I used to be the same way. I would constantly be obsessing about food, constantly trying to control it, only to stumble and then binge and emotionally eat and fall into the shame spiral. And so food is not your enemy. When you actually resolve your emotional eating, on the other side is feeling good around food, feeling ease and peace around food, and actually craving good quality foods so that you feel more vibrant and alive and you start loving the food that you're eating. And this is not some magic miracle. I've saw this with myself, and I've seen this with clients time and time again. Clients who thought they can never crave fruits or vegetables or just be okay around food. They thought they can never be free of this obsession, and they now have food sovereignty. And so if you are an emotional eater, it does feel really overwhelming. You're constantly thinking about food. And not only that, you probably have a lot of symptoms because you can't seem to control food. You can't seem to put the right foods into your body. And so you probably have digestive issues, inflammation, mood imbalance, other chronic issues, weight gain. They show up in your body because you're not able to create the habits around food that are helping you nourish yourself. And a lot of the times when we are emotional eaters, our relationship to food sucks. It's very, very restrictive. We're constantly obsessing about it. We're constantly shaming ourselves, thinking we're good or bad based on the food choices we're making. And it doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to punish yourself around food. A lot of these rules we have for ourselves are what I like to call diet rules, and they actually create more emotional eating when we don't live up to them because they can't help us manage our emotional eating because they're not getting into the root of it. We need to do the deeper work to get to the root of our emotional eating while also creating a new way of being with food that connects us back to food. And so that's what I'm going to chat a bit more about today. How do you start nourishing yourself when you've had this pattern? So the first step that you need to do is really to start discerning true from emotional hunger. And this is something that I share with clients when they start the Emotional Eating Evolution program. It's the first step. And if you'd like to dive deeper into this concept, I do have a free guide called What Are You Truly Hungry For? In this guide, you learn true from emotional hunger, how to discern the two, and you can start catching your triggers. So you can find out more about the guide at the link below. So this is the first step to really resolving your emotional eating. And as you learn to discern this is true hunger from this is emotional hunger, we can start addressing each of these separately. We can start now connecting you back to food while doing the deeper work of resolving your emotional eating pattern and meeting your true needs. So how do we start with this? We start discerning true from emotional hunger. We know it's true hunger. Now we start connecting back to food. And so inside of the program, there are specific strategies. We start off with a morning ritual with connecting you back to your body, connecting you back to your true hunger signals, and giving you specific recipes around breakfast, lunch, and dinner that satisfy you. So here we are looking to really get in touch with your true hunger, but creating meals that satisfy your hunger. So you're not, eating because you're not satisfying your true hunger. And there are 4 components to satisfying your true hunger. A meal needs to be, have enough calories or energy. And so we don't count calories, but there's a way to create meals that are going to give you enough energy. The meals have to be filling, so they give you enough food so that your stomach feels satisfied. It has to have enough nutrients, so it's nutrient dense, and it also has to taste good. And if one of these pieces is missing, you're not going to feel satisfied with that meal, and you're going to be looking for food. And so this is how we can satisfy your true hunger. And when these components are satisfied, we can start to discern when we're emotionally eating. And so this is going to be key. And throughout the program, we are learning different strategies so that the meals satisfy those components. They also need to be digesting well in your body. So we're also monitoring that in the program with specific strategies. So these meals digest well. Part of the reason for that is that when meals digest well, they're going to satisfy you more, but also as emotional eaters. And for most of my clients, they have digestive issues because when you're an emotional eater, you're usually eating when you're not truly hungry, which means your body is not physically prepared to digest a meal. And that leaves you with more bloating and gas, constipation, feeling really heavy after meals. When we optimize this, you're going to feel good after meals because that indigestion, that heaviness, it leads to mood imbalance, which can trigger you into not feeling good and trigger more emotional eating. So as we are moving through the program, you're learning some key things. And so this is obviously a bird's eye view, learning to discern true from emotional hunger, creating meals that satisfy your true hunger, and then optimizing these meals so that they're digesting really well. And this is what creates that connection back to food, because as you're doing this, your body is getting real-time information of this feels good in my body. This tastes good. I want more of this. I want more of this vibrancy. I want to feel lighter. I want to feel energized. And you start becoming more and more confident and at ease around food because it's no longer about judging yourself. You have some key strategies and structures to hold you while you learn what is true for you so you can flow and become more and more intuitive about what works for you, while also knowing when you're emotionally hungry. And when you're emotionally hungry, food is not going to fill that void. We have to do the deeper work. But if you just start nourishing your body without doing the emotional piece, you're not going to get results. Or if you just start digging into your trauma without having the key strategies to connect you to food, you're not going to know what to do either. And so as you start creating this relationship to food, truly nourishing your body, you're going to start noticing you're not going to have digestive issues. That morning bloating is going to go away. You're going to feel energized. You're going to have daily bowel movements. You are going to start craving fresh fruits and vegetables because your body is now learning something new. And this is going to make you feel more and more empowered. And this is not because you're restricting yourself or counting calories or anything like that. I had a client say, this is the first program that helped her actually get in touch with her true hunger and deal with that versus just restricting and counting calories and willpowering. This is not about willpower. And so this is what starts eroding that false belief you have that food is the enemy. Food is not the enemy. Food is this gateway that as you start eating in this nourishing way, it's going to build up your energy and your vitality, and you're going to feel this ease and peace, and notice how food gives to you. And it's really, really profound. And so this is one key phase that we need to have in any emotional eating program. And it's a key phase inside of the emotional eating evolution program. There are 3 key phases that we move through to resolve your emotional eating from the root. The other 2 are body acceptance and emotional wellness. And these are the 3 pieces needed to really get to the root and resolve your emotional eating. But as you can see, we're rebuilding your relationship to food, and then we rebuild your relationship to your body and to your emotions. And this is powerful. And so if you are ready to start on your journey to resolving your emotional eating, I always suggest starting off with my free guide called What Are You Truly Hungry For? This is going to help you really discern true from emotional hunger and start catching your triggers. This is the doorway, the starting step to getting a handle on this pattern. And this is the first thing I give to clients when they join my program. So you can find out more or sign up for it at the link below. If you are ready to resolve your emotional eating and you want to find out more about the emotional eating evolution program, I will put the link to the details below. This is my step-by-step methodology. It's a 12-week program with lots of support and guidance to help you navigate these steps to get to the root of your emotional eating so that you resolve it. And it's very powerful. It's very transformational. And so if you're interested in that, you can find out more about it at the link below. If you have any questions for what I've shared with you today, please let me know. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. And I look forward to sharing more with you. And I hope you have a great day.